Thank you. Welcome to Mahogany's Word. Today I'm going to talk about herbal medicine, what I usually refer to as herbalism, and why I believe it should be our primary medicinal practice over conventional medicine. To start off, I want to share more about what that even is. Herbalism. Herbalism is the practice of using plants and their extracts for, medicinal purposes. Historically, herbalism has been practiced since the beginning of time all around the world. Native Americans used willow bark and sweetgrass as medicine. In ancient Egypt, they used onions and garlic. China's earliest count of herbal medicine goes back 3,000 years. It's crazy. What used to be the world standard is now considered the alternative. Fun fact, even certain animals use plants for medicinal purposes. I actually have a video to show you guys.
Now, reaching for some medicine or cream in the first aid kit to treat an injury is fairly common for us, but it is not something we expect animals to do. For the first time, scientists in Indonesia have spotted a wild orangutan treating a wound on his cheek by applying a paste from a medicinal plant. Our reporter Georgina Ranard has more.
This is Rakus. He's just been injured, probably after fighting with other male orangutans. Now he's preparing to do something we are all familiar with, trying to heal a wound. That's what scientists in Indonesia believe he was doing when they saw him putting medicinal leaves on his injury.
He was eating on it for 13 minutes and then repeatedly applied the plant juice from his mouth directly onto the wound. This looked similar to a wound plaster. It healed also quite fast, so within a couple of days it was already fully closed.
Isn't that amazing? Even the animals know what's up. Okay, not to what we're here for. Herbal medicines over pharmaceuticals. That's my argument, and I'm standing on it. First, let's talk about the societal beliefs around working with plants. Most times when speaking of creating herbal remedies, people associate it with things like witchcraft. But did any of you know the word pharmacy, is connected to the Greek word pharmakia? Pharmakia is a form of sorcery that uses drugs to specifically poison people. Though words and their meanings do change over time, it is important to reflect on where certain practices and their names are rooted from. It shows what they have grown into, especially when those allegations are often used against herbalism. Now let's get into the environmental effects of creating pharmaceutical medicines. Did any of you know the production of pharmaceuticals is connected to aquatic pollution? According to articles published by Associated Press in 2008, the water supplies in 24 different metropolitan areas were contaminated with pharmaceuticals. Another study conducted by the U.S. Geological Survey in 1999 and 2000 revealed one or more medications were found in 80% of the water samples collected from 139 streams in 30 different states. We haven't even got into the incredible amount of research on wastewater and the effects on fish. Specifically, the feminizing of fish due to elevated levels of estrogen and progesterone in their water. This doesn't happen in the herbal community. Seems pharmaceuticals may, quote-unquote, help the person, but their productions are destroying the earth. This leads me into the breakdown of the word disease. The prefix dis means not or opposite of. The word ease means comfort of body and mind. Diseases are a physical manifestation of an internal disturbance that pharmaceuticals are not healing, only alleviating. It's pacification versus reconciliation. This is one of the main reasons I am passionate about this topic. The condition dependency of pharmaceuticals, once prescribed, most are meant to be used for long term, which can affect your liver, kidneys, affect one's mental health, and potentially cause diseases like gingivitis. So much for healing, right? With herbals, they intend to heal the body's imbalances. In fact, many herbs are only recommended for a maximum 3-month daily usage. They're not only preventative, but restorative too. And honestly, if you read the ingredients of many medications, over-the-counter or prescribed, they are made with herbals too. Think elderberry syrup. Or how white willow bark has the same chemical as aspirin. Or how camphor is used in Vicks. Or how foxhound is used in heart medications. It leaves me, and I hope y'all as well, with the question of what's the true necessity of pharmaceuticals? Why not just use the plants? As the plants support the earth and the human. Now to my own personal testimony. My introduction to herbalism was through being diagnosed in 2021 with PCOS, which you may know as polycystic ovarian syndrome. I was dealing with weight fluctuation, annual ovulation, insulin resistance, poor sleeping habits, excessive hair growth, debilitating menstrual cramps, chaotic mood swings. Before learning about herbalism, I was taking 200 milligrams of ibuprofen every day of my cycle just to get through with as minimal pain as possible. Through research, I found out about this plant called red raspberry leaf. I learned this herb is good for balancing hormones, reducing inflammation, relaxing uterine muscles, and also is rich in antioxidants, vitamin C, E, and A. 1 cup of red raspberry leaf tea a week helped with my mood regulation, my cramps weren't as painful, I wouldn't bloat as much before my menstrual, meaning it helped with the inflammation, and my weight was more consistent. This allowed me the emotional freedom to make the other necessary changes in my life to heal holistically. Before this, that was not possible for me. I've also heard many stories about people reversing cavities by using a homemade clove and cinnamon mouthwash daily. And which makes sense because cloves has antibacterial and antifungal properties, and cinnamon has anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties, which both support dental and oral health. Think of how much money we would save on dental care just from using these simple herbal preparations. To bring this argument full circle, I must share the most fulfilling part about practicing herbalism and creating this argument today. It connects me to my roots, my culture, and my heritage. Before colonization, this is what my ancestors used to practice. We had a deep connection with the earth. We saw her value in all ways and respected her. And with our intimate interaction with her, we were gifted with all the natural resources we need to be whole, healthy beings. Herbalism is not just a medicinal practice, but an act of resistance, a call for liberation for all indigenous people. Thank you.